Miss Jordan's books and speaking engagements are full of transformative, life-changing content from 20-plus years of professional experience as a holistic health educator.
Now, growing up in my household, I grew up with a very abusive, alcoholic father. Now, when furniture was not flying, it was a slow night. It was very awful, and I was very scared. I grew up being in a lot of fear, and I grew up thinking this world was unsafe. So I sat in my closet, and I snuck food. That's how I learned how to deal with what was going on. Couldn't pour myself a rum and Coke like my dad did. You know, pot wasn't around at that time, so that's the only thing I knew that I could do to make myself feel okay. Because I was scared, I was frightened. Now that's okay for a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old, but that's not okay as a 50-year-old to sit in the closet and eat Oreos. That doesn't work anymore. But that's what I did. Now out of that, I have dealt with this inner bitch who's impulsive, compulsive, and I've named her Greta Carbo. Because she has never met a carbohydrate she does not like. Ever. So I've had to deal with her, and I felt very ashamed of her, because my whole life it was like, I want to eat the cookie. No, you can't have the cookie. No, but I want to eat the cookie. No, but you can't have the cookie. Because I decided, you know what, that's part of who I am. I deal with her every day, so why not bring her out of the closet? I wrote a book about her. I'm not ashamed of her anymore. That's part of who I am. That's part of what I've had to deal with. Now, I also want to say, too, that in dealing with these emotions and these feelings, have you ever been around someone when something happens and you look at them and you say, why are they getting so upset? Have you ever experienced that? And they're just over the top and you're like, what is the problem here? Yeah. The problem is because they have denied and not felt those emotions as a child. So what's happening is they're reacting not to what's happening. That's about 5%. But 95% is all those unresolved emotions. My husband and I go through this a lot. We've learned through this with counseling. We have a great counselor, and we've learned when we've triggered each other. Because when you've triggered someone, you've triggered unresolved pain. He has a lot of pain from his growing up childhood, and so do I from my alcoholic father. We literally were in, this is a true story, we're in the therapist's office, sitting in the waiting room like this. We were both triggered, we were both ticked off, and she came out and she could tell something wasn't right. She said, you, don't talk, time out. So we went in the office literally on a timeout because we were not 50-year-olds, we were 5-year-olds. So today we're going to learn more about our emotions, our feelings, and how to get to that authentic self, the real part of us that we've lost many, many years ago.